Have you ever ran away from home, been declared dead, and become the subject of a national manhunt, all before your 14th birthday? Probably not, but Ricky Baker has. Ricky Baker is a chubby, tracksuit-wearing, Tupac-loving foster kid with a rap sheet of petty crimes and zero interest in behaving.
As far you'll see that for yourself. We're talking disobedience, stealing, spitting, running away, throwing rocks, kicking stuff, defacing stuff, burning stuff, loitering, and graffiti. And that's just the stuff we know about.
And he's the heart for Hunt for the Wilderpeople, an offbeat adventure comedy written and directed by Taika Waititi. Honestly, this might be the movie Marvel watched before handing him the Thor franchise for a comedy do-over. In the movie, after bouncing from one foster home to another, Ricky is finally sent to live with Bella and Hec in a crumbling cottage on the edge of the New Zealand bush. Bella is one of those rare movie characters who feels instantly real. She's unbothered, weird in the best way, and treats Ricky like a gift, not a burden. She doesn't flinch when he tries to act tough. She's the first person to genuinely care about him. And then there's Hec, Bella's grizzled, silent husband, who's basically the human version of a do not disturb sign. He mumbles, he limps, and he looks like he hasn't smiled since the 70s. He definitely wants nothing to do with some wannabe gangster kid.
Is there anything you want me to do?
Yeah. Leave me alone.
And just when it seems like things might settle into something resembling a home, Bella dies. Just like that, the warmth is gone, and Ricky's stuck with her emotionally constipated husband. The authorities quickly decide Ricky will be taken back into state care, but Rick had other plans. He fakes his death, burns down the shed, and escapes into the wild. Hec goes after him, not out of sentiment, but just to get back to the house. But after a mishap leaves Hec with a broken foot,
You little
the two are forced to camp out together, reluctantly. What starts as an awkward survival arrangement turns into something deeper, wilder, and way more chaotic. When child welfare services show up, they misunderstand everything and declare Hec a kidnapper. Things escalate into a full-blown manhunt, so it begins, the weirdest, most heartfelt manhunt in New Zealand history. From here, it's a sort of backcountry road trip on foot. Ricky and Hec go off-grid, camping out in abandoned huts, stealing supplies, and fighting off wild boars as they dodge hunters, bounty-hungry civilians, and one wildly determined child welfare officer with the intensity of a Bond villain, but the competence of a Looney Tunes character. And somewhere between the disasters, Ricky and Hector warm up to each other, with Ricky telling him about his fears and anxieties concerning the foster care system. Hec, the gruff bushman with no patience for children, starts to soften up. Ricky realizes he doesn't just want freedom, he wants to belong. And Hec, despite his crusty shell, opens up to the idea that maybe, just maybe, you don't have to be blood to be family. What started as a manhunt turns into a bond. One built on insults, sausages, and a shared desire not to be left behind again. It was them against the world. But the world finally catches up with them, and after a tense standoff, Ricky and Hec are apprehended and separated. But the emotional damage is already done in the best way. What makes this movie so good isn't just the laughs though, trust me, there are plenty, it's how effortlessly it juggles humor and heart without tripping over itself. Taika Waititi directs like someone who grew up watching 80s adventure flicks and thought, cool, but what if it was weird, emotional, and also kind of about child neglect? His tone is dry, his timing is perfect, and his idea of a heartfelt moment usually comes right after someone falls off a ledge or insults a dog. The jokes land, but so do the feelings. Visually, it's a postcard from New Zealand. Lush forest, misty hills, rivers, cliffs, basically a nature documentary with more car chases. The cinematography makes the wilderness look both magical and like somewhere you definitely don't want to get lost without snacks. Julian Dennison is Ricky. He plays him with the perfect mix of delusion and heart like a kid who thinks he's a thug, but still wants someone to tuck him in. And Sam Neill is Hec. He nails the grumpy man with a secret soft spot vibe. He grunts a lot, but you get the feeling every grunt is secretly a hug. But what really works here is their chemistry. These two shouldn't work together, and they don't at first. But by the time they're bickering in a forest hut about reading books and eating canned beans, you're rooting for them like they're family, because somehow they are. This is one of the best buddy comedies. It would leave you laughing harder as the film progresses, and also lots of awes. Sure, it has wild boar attacks, awkward funerals, and maybe... Final verdict? Hunt for the Wilderpeople is a hilarious, heartwarming misfit adventure. I'm giving it a wild 5 out of 5. If you're into quirky kind of comedy, this should be on your watch list. Trust me, you won't regret it. That'll be all for now. Hit that like button and share so you can help us in the hunt for a wider audience to join the Cinemagic experience.